What if I told you that everything you saw before was just the beginning? And Season 2 of One Piece is about to test this crew in ways we never expected? Before we jump into the madness of Season 2, we need to remember where this journey really started. Because that foundation is the reason this story hits so hard right now. Season 1 introduced us to a world full of pirates, dreams, and danger, but at the center of it all was one simple idea: freedom. We met Monkey D. Luffy, a boy with a big dream to become the king of the pirates. He wasn't strong at the start, he wasn't the smartest, but what made him different was his unbreakable spirit. No matter what stood in his way, Luffy kept moving forward with a smile, and that energy slowly pulled people toward him as the story moved on. We saw him build his crew, one member at a time. Each new person had their own pain, their own past, and their own reason to fight. Roronoa Zoro was not just a swordsman, but a man chasing a promise. Nami carried a heavy burden that changed how we saw her actions. Usopp hid his fear behind lies, and Sanji showed that kindness can exist even in a cruel world. These were not just side characters. They were the heart of the story. Season 1 was not only about fights or adventure, it was about trust. We saw strangers become family. We saw broken people find hope again. And by the time the season ended, the Straw Hat crew was no longer just a group of pirates. They were something much bigger. They were a team that would risk everything for each other. That emotional connection is what made fans fall in love with the show. The ending of Season 1 left us with a feeling that something bigger was coming. The world felt wider, the threats felt stronger, and the journey ahead looked more dangerous than ever. It was clear that the easy part was over. Now, the real adventure was about to begin. And that is exactly where Season 2 picks up, raising the stakes in every possible way. Season 2 doesn't waste time. It jumps straight into a world that feels more alive, more complex, and far more dangerous than before. The story expands beyond simple pirate fights and starts exploring the bigger system that controls everything. We are no longer just following a small crew chasing a dream. We are stepping into a world full of powerful forces, hidden secrets, and rising tension. One of the biggest changes in this season is how the journey feels. In Season 1, every stop felt like a new adventure, almost like separate stories. But in Season 2, everything feels connected. Every place the crew visits, every enemy they face, and every choice they make starts building towards something much larger. The world is no longer random. It feels planned and dangerous. The pacing is faster, but not in a bad way. Instead of slowing down too much, the story keeps moving forward, pushing the crew into new challenges. There are moments where things happen quickly, but that also creates excitement. You don't feel safe watching this season. At any moment, something big can happen, and that keeps you hooked. Another important part is how the show balances fun and tension. There are still funny moments, there are still light scenes where the crew laughs and jokes, but at the same time there is a growing sense of danger. The enemies feel stronger, smarter, and more threatening. This is not just about winning fights anymore. It is about surviving in a world that is starting to notice them. The story also begins to explore deeper themes. It's not just about becoming the king of the pirates anymore. It starts asking questions like what it really means to be free, what sacrifices are needed to chase a dream, and how far someone is willing to go for their crew. These ideas give the story more depth and make it feel more serious, not losing its charm. By the time you reach the middle of the season, you realize something important. This is not the same journey anymore. The stakes are higher, the risks are bigger, and the world is watching. Season 2 takes everything from Season 1 and pushes it to the next level. If there is one thing that truly carries Season 2, it is the characters. This season doesn't just move the story forward, it pushes every character to grow, to struggle, and to change in ways that feel real and powerful. Monkey D. Luffy still brings his energy and humor, but this time we see more responsibility on his shoulders. Being a captain is not just about leading, it is about protecting your crew. There are moments where Luffy is forced to make tough decisions, and you can feel that pressure. He is still the same person, but now he understands that his actions affect everyone around him. Roronoa Zoro continues to stand out with his calm and serious nature. But this season gives him more depth. We see more of his loyalty, more of his pain, and more of what drives him. He is not just a fighter, he is someone who carries a heavy promise. That makes his journey more emotional. Nami gets stronger as a character. After everything she went through before, she starts to open up more, but she still has her walls. Her intelligence and quick thinking become even more important. And she proves again that strength is not just about fighting. Sanji brings both charm and emotion. He still has his style and humor, but there are moments where we see a deeper side of him. His care for others and his sense of respect make him stand out in a different way. New characters also bring fresh energy into the story. Some of them feel dangerous from the moment they appear, while others add mystery and curiosity. These new faces help expand the world and make it feel bigger than before. What really makes this season special is the chemistry between the crew. The way they talk, fight, and support each other feels natural. You believe in their bond, and that makes every moment more powerful. When they win, it feels earned. When they struggle, it feels real. So here's the real question. Did Season 2 of One Piece actually live up to the hype, or was it just another sequel that couldn't match the magic of the first season? The truth is, Season 2 does something very important. It doesn't try to repeat the same formula. Instead, it grows. It takes everything that worked before and pushes it forward in a bigger and bolder way. The story feels deeper, the world feels larger, and the characters feel more real than ever. This season is not just about fun adventures anymore. It's about survival, choices, and the cost of chasing a dream. Of course, it's not perfect. There are moments where the pacing feels a bit too fast, and some characters don't get enough time to shine. A few scenes could have been handled better, and sometimes the story moves so quickly that you wish it slowed down just a little. But even with these flaws, the overall experience remains strong and engaging. What truly makes this season stand out is its heart. The bond between the crew, the emotional moments, the sense of adventure, all come together in a way that keeps you invested from start to finish. Monkey D. Luffy continues to inspire with his simple but powerful belief in freedom. And the crew around him makes that journey worth watching. If you enjoyed Season 1, then Season 2 is something you should not miss. And if you are new to this world, this season proves that the story is only getting better with time. It builds excitement for what comes next and leaves you wanting more. So, the final verdict? Season 2 gets a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's bigger, it's more emotional and more intense, even if it has a few small issues. But most importantly, it proves that this journey is far from over. Now the real question is, did Season 2 meet your expectations, or were you hoping for more? And what are you most excited to see next in this journey?